guys, it's TBGP, and today I have something to say. So, if I titled this video correctly, you should already know what I'm talking about. The Sims 25th anniversary was, how can I say this nicely, actual dog trash. So, to some people it may have not have been that bad, and to some people it was probably horrible. But I'm gonna say this entire thing was terrible. Awful. And I'm gonna break down why, which is gonna get me to my main point of the actual reason why I made this video. So strap in, you're in for a rant. If you do not agree with my opinions, I genuinely do not care. If you have something to argue against, throw that junk in the comment section. I will most likely read it and most likely answer to it. Just don't be rude, mean, or whatever, you know. I'm just expressing my opinion and you are allowed to express yours as well. So, at the ending of January or so, or the beginning of February, I cannot remember the time and I don't feel like looking, they released a Sims Summit where they were talking about the 25th anniversary of The Sims and that they had a bunch of special stuff planned. They announced new kits, and they announced, of course, more other stuff that's gonna come, like the new season for The Sims 4 called the Motherload season, new updates to Sims Free Play, The Sims 4, and a new Sims 4 event. We'll get to that in a second. They had like a pair of emojis eyes looking, you know, back and forth because they had something special planned, and they were talking about also Sims nostalgia as well. That is a good summary of it. If you want to actually know a better breakdown, I have a video on my channel made by my sister Ashy about the entire event, and she did insert my opinions at the ending because at the time my voice was dead. So there you go. Go ahead and look at that if you want more context on the Sims Summit. First, let's talk about kits for a second. I've expressed my disdain for kits on multiple occasions. I think they're a waste of money, time, and honestly, energy. They said they're gonna release 3 new kits. Genuinely a waste of time. Waste of $5. I could do so much more with $5. Maybe not in this economy, but I can still do more with $5 than I can spending on that stupid kit. Besides my general issues with kits, the kits that they released for the anniversary, I'll talk about the other ones after. They talked about they were going to have a few more creator kits. I don't remember for who, but I'll put the pictures of them up on the screen. Then they also said that they were going to have 3 iconic kits. The 3 iconic kits one was based off of Mr. Don Lothario. One was based off of something else. I don't really know what it was based off of. And then one was from Little Simsy, which... yeah, okay, I guess. I have issues with kits. I genuinely don't think anyone should work with EA to make kits. They're a waste of time, money, and everything else. I don't care if you get an incentive to make said kits. I think it's a waste of time. I don't think you should do it, especially if you are saying that you're against their DLC practices in the first place, because that is hypocrisy at its finest. Yeah, and that's about it for the kits. I think that was a waste of time and a very disappointing start to the 25th anniversary. Next thing, they said last year, I'm gonna put it up because I think I was talking about it last year as well, that they were gonna talk more about the Sims movie during the 25th anniversary. Let's see, they haven't spoke about it, so we'll see where that's going eventually. I just wanted to mention it because they mentioned it, so yeah, there was that. They didn't talk about that either. They had like a major update for The Sims 4. I don't care about that. Like I said, I'm not going through everything, but I guess that's fine for an event. They also had an event. Ooh, we'll get to that in a second. But I do have some other things to talk about. First, they re-released The Sims 1 and 2. If you hear my tone being like, why don't you sound excited for that? That was the most dumpster fire situation I think that I have possibly ever seen. So they re-released The Sims 1 and 2, right? But somehow they were more broken than they actually were before. Especially The Sims 2. They were deleting people's Sims, having many other issues as well, and there was a lot of discourse about it. Like there was some YouTuber lady who apparently on Twitter said her game was broken and everyone was bullying her. There was people on Reddit trashing on people making the excuse that it's a 20-year-old game. There's no excuse for a company so-called reworking and fixing a 20-year-old game to re-release it like it was still the 20-year-old game that it was instead of doing this. They said it was supposed to be so that you could play it on modern computers. Yeah, sure. My Sims 2 is old and it works completely fine. They somehow broke it, and I also heard rumors about them stealing code from modders. I don't know. Don't take that. This is all alleged. EA, do not sue me. I'm just saying what other people are saying. I'm repeating it, alright? So yeah, that was a dumpster fire. Apparently for The Sims 1, it lagged if it was on specific resolution settings. I don't know. That's what I've heard, and that's a very questionable thing. I'm personally never going to purchase these. The only one I was somewhat interested in was The Sims 1, but since it like barely works, I refuse to give EA my money, so that's not gonna happen with that one. So no, that was an entire dumpster fire. And you know what? I was talking about it too. I was telling people that yes, If they do re-release it, I do think it's going to be garbage, and I don't know how it's going to work because I don't trust EA with anything, and I was completely correct too. So yeah, never trust EA. That was a mess and a half, and I don't ever trust them to re-release another Sims related game ever again because my Sims went fine, which they're gonna put that on PC. They did probably by now, so hey, that's cool and all. But that one runs mostly fine, I've heard. Everything else, no. I don't know what the freak they were doing, but they should never be allowed to touch any of the older games again. Moving on, they did not give The Sims 3 a single even look pass for the 25th anniversary. It was not acknowledged in the slightest. And honestly, it makes me want to punch somebody. So those being like, they had the Sims 4 event with the dude from the Sims 3 and all this other guys. They barely acknowledged the Sims 3. The Sims 3 got nothing. Out of all the merchandise, there's nothing Sims 3 related unless you want to count the freezer bunnies, but I don't think those came from The Sims 3. There's nothing. Not a single thing from The Sims 3. None of the iconic things from The Sims 3 were even slightly mentioned. All you got was a weird shadow drop for The Sims 3 to fix an issue they should have fixed years ago. And before anyone says anything, yes, I am upset about it. They did nothing for The Sims 3. Not a single dang thing. Sims 3 is ignored. It's like they don't want to remember the success they had with The Sims 3 because they know when they compare to The Sims 4, it's bad. Anyway, let's move on to the point of why I actually made this video. I made this video because I want to talk about the Sims 4 event. Alright, this is the nail that broke the camel's back for me. This event was so annoying. Okay, first, I don't like any of the Sims 4 events. Like, I think I've mentioned on multiple occasions. I have a whole video about the last, like, cozy whatever event. It's bad, okay? I hate all of the Sims 4 events. These are so, like, they make me want to fall asleep. That is how boring these are. They're literally just always telling you, go to the library, look here, look there, do this and that. These are some of the most boring quests. There's like nothing for your sim to do except abandon their family so that they can freaking go talk to the dude at the park. Literally, some of the most annoying things. My sim had to straight up abandon her family just so that she could finish the freaking quest. And I hate it. It's so annoying. It's one of the worst things I've ever done. Literally, the most boring thing. And all you get from it was like some cosmetic items, which they added Dina's dress. Cool and all, but that should have been in the base game. That should not be an item from an event that some people will not be doing and will not be able to get. That is so dumb. Then we got the milk cartons. And you know what? The milk cartons ticked me off. There's no Sims 3 related stuff in this event that I know of besides the Into the Future references. Dude! Also, all of this phones and stuff are decorative. Everything's decorative. It's nothing that you can actually use except the freaking couch, I believe. That's so annoying. Yeah, I genuinely find this one of the worst things I've ever laid my eyes upon. It is so boring and nothing works. It doesn't matter. All of it's decoration. Why don't you give me functioning landlines if you're gonna give me a landline? What the freak? Anyway, let me get back to the milk cartons. So the milk cartons has a bunch of characters on it. I believe it's Belagoth from The Sims 2 is on one of them. There is, I hope the tragic clown. I don't know, I have to double check. I'll put the picture on the screen of all the ones that I've collected, which are all the ones in the game. You get the dude from The Sims 3, you get the pit monster, and a My Sim character. So, what I want to say about this is, why is there no other iconic things from The Sims 3 on there? Like, dude, why is it the freaking dude from Into the Future? Literally, if you ask anyone, most people won't know who he is. Why didn't we get something that was more interesting? Like, this is a deep cut, but you randomly get messages for a guy named Fish Kid, which I will be making a video about Fish Kid soon, trust me. And they could have had him on one of the fish cartons, or like a fish or something on there that's supposed to be like, or it says Fish Kid was here, and that could have been on the milk carton. Bro, do you know how much greatness we could have had but didn't get because EA is trash? So much! Like I said, it makes it worse because this event made me so infuriated. I went and played this event for at least an hour a day to finish it, and yes, nobody was forcing me, but I wanted to be able to talk about it while actually playing it so people can't say that you didn't play. I did play it. And I hated it. It was one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my entire life. I hated it. Am I over-exaggerating? 100%. But I just did not like it. It was boring. Like, give me more, bro. Give me more. So now here's my main rant. So, since the 25th anniversary, what has The Sims done? They released Business and Hobbies, which was dog trash. I'm sorry, I don't care about Business and Hobbies. It's cool and all to make a business, but where's the hobbies at, though? Where's the hobbies, though? Because it's one hobby, and that's pottery. Because tattooing is not a hobby. Drawing tattoos are, but actually putting skin to flesh is not a hobby. Like, I meant ink to flesh. Oh my gosh, not skin to flesh. That's weird sounding. Anyway, ink to flesh is not a hobby. will never be a hobby. Don't speak to me, okay? Don't speak to me. Don't try to justify it because you can't. It's dumb. Then you got the burglar update. Like, that's cool they added burglars, but 10 years too late for me. I do not care. Not to mention, I heard that the actual burglaring process takes 30 years. Like, it actually takes forever to go through. And honestly, no, I'm good. I don't care. Yeah, they added cops in for a split second, and it's just costumes within event sim. That's so nice. I love that so much. Instead of me being able to actually do the career of being a police officer. Oh, wow, anyway, then with the burglar update, somehow it broke the game. So The Sims 4 has a tendency that every time it gets a, big update, something breaks the game, and it breaks the code in the weirdest way. Some most notorious, or may I say infamous, events are the children having romantic relationship with their parents situation, and siblings and all that kind of stuff. That's weird. I don't know how the code gets broken that far. It is strange. No one can tell me otherwise. It is a very strange thing. And this time, instead of the toilets catching on fire when you pee or something, no, it's child pregnancy. Huh? How did you break the code that bad? That had nothing to do with life stages or anything like that. How did y'all break the code? This just shows me that the code for The Sims 4 is spaghetti code to its finest. No. Spaghetti, nasty, soggy, wet spaghetti with new spaghetti added constantly is what this game is, and that just shows it more, and it just makes me even more upset. Yeah, so that's what you got for the 25th anniversary. Nothing for The Sims 3, re-release of 2 games, with one being basically almost unplayable, The Sims 4 getting an update that made your children pregnant, and a poor man's expansion pack. Oh yeah, did I also say they added more kits? So it's like, what, 96, 97 DLC for The Sims 4? Like, homie, what the freak? That is crazy. I don't want to hear anything about the Sims store ever again, because yes, I know the Sims store was wild and that was $1,000, but like, so is the entirety of the Sims 4 at this. Is the Sims store still a poor man's choice? Yes, that's why I just get the items that are decrapified, okay? That just works best for me. And with the Sims 4, this DLC is not needed because 90% of it is cosmetic. It does nothing to alter your game. I have a few DLCs for the Sims 4 due to people gifting it to me, because yes, why do I always mention that someone gifted it to me? Because I don't want people to think I actually paid money for this game, alright? I didn't, and I won't. Thank you very much. Either people give it to me, or I will not buy them. It's that simple. So, I have a few, and it doesn't change the game at all. I hate it. It's boring. The game is boring. The code is spaghetti, and I don't know how they keep breaking the game even further with every single update. I am scared for the game in the next year or so, because at some point, it's not going to work. Oh, yeah, did I mention it was corrupting people's saves still? Oh, yeah, that's great. Of course it was. It always does. So, yeah, if I was you and you have an older version of The Sims 4, don't update your game. So yeah, with that much said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my rant. Comment if you have any other opinions. I don't think that we should buy anything from EA or support them, but hey, you know, that's to each their own. I won't. I hope EA dies. Let's be honest, I do. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was TBGP. I will see you lot next time, and bye bye.